Stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. Day 13 of the election fraud trial. Testimonies highlight disorder at ASHMINS building during 2020 elections. AG assures National TOSHAO'S conference that Guyana will protect the Essequibo region. Norton and opposition MPs walk out of Parliament, says government's motion to uphold Guyana's sovereignty is vacuous, and Caribbean Media Summit 2025 to focus on how AI affects media. Stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. Day 13 of the election fraud trial. Testimonies highlight disorder at ASHMINS building during 2020 elections. AG assures National TOSHAO'S conference that Guyana will protect the Essequibo region. Norton and opposition MPs walk out of Parliament, says government's motion to uphold Guyana's sovereignty is vacuous, and Caribbean Media Summit 2025 to focus on how AI affects media. To our viewers here in Guyana and online, I'm ALETHEA Grant with the Friday 23rd May 2025 edition of the HGP Nightly News. This is what you need to know this evening. Shocking revelations of internal police breakdowns and fears of violence emerged on day 13 of the election fraud trial as senior officers recounted chaotic scenes at GCAM's command center during the controversial 2020 elections. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
A senior police officer testified that he was relieved of command after attempting to intervene in a tense standoff at ASHMINS Building Command Center in March 2020, an incident that has become central to the ongoing election fraud trial. Assistant Commissioner of Police Edgar Thomas told the court that he witnessed officers forcefully evicting persons from the building, wielding batons and shouting aggressively. He admitted he feared for his own safety during the confrontation and was deeply concerned about the potential for accidental firearm discharge. Thomas was cross-examined by Attorney Dexter Todd. ACP Thomas said his repeated attempts to contact then Commissioner of Police Leslie James for instructions went unanswered. When he called Deputy Commissioner Maxine Graham to inform her that he was leaving the building, she reportedly told him it was a matter for him and the regional commander. He further added that after finally reaching the then Assistant Commissioner, he was told that the Commissioner was displeased with his performance and he was subsequently relieved of his command and issued a transfer letter. Earlier in the day, Superintendent Raul Ned also testified and told the court that he was the officer in charge at the Criminal Investigation Department CID Headquarters Crime Lab on March 5, 2020, when he received the report of a bomb threat at the command center. Acting on instructions from the then crime chief, Senior Superintendent Kingston, Ned led a team to the ASHMINS building. Upon arrival at the location, Ned said the area was already cordoned off. He entered the building and instructed those who occupied the premises to immediately evacuate the building space, but claimed that no one complied. He then informed the crime chief and returned to base, where he submitted a written report. On the cross-examination, Attorney Todd asked the superintendent if any official record was made of the alleged bomb threat. His response was that the report should be in the lab's records. Attorney Ronald Daniels also cross-examined Ned, pressing him on whether the building was fully cleared. He admitted that, although his team did not complete a full search, they were, quote-unquote, sufficiently satisfied. There was no bomb threat on the premises when they departed. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anil Nandlal has given the National TOSHAO'S Council Conference the assurance that the government is doing everything in its power to protect Guyana's Essequibo region against Venezuela. Dacia Richards reports.
Speaking at the National TOSHAO'S conference on Thursday, Attorney General Anil Nandlal assured the TOSHAO'S that the government is doing everything in their power to protect the country's Essequibo region from Venezuela.
Is doing everything possible to ensure that you, our TOSHAO'S, your communities, most of you are located in what is now described as a disputed territory.
Nandlal added, the incumbent administration is certain that the lands are not disputed, but that's a jargon being touted globally.
Firm that it is Guyana's territory, and we want to assure you that Essequibo will remain ours.
The lawyer of the Guyanese state pointed out that the government continues to use various forums to keep Guyana's territorial integrity intact. He also pointed out that the International Court of Justice has already made rulings on this matter.
We have obtained 2 sets of orders at the level of the United Nations. We are there and we have extracted their support.
Guyana to date has not made any aggressive actions towards Venezuela. However, on the contrary, Guyana's western neighbor failed to reciprocate a similar posture, but instead has been bellicose in their actions by attacking Guyana Defense Force soldiers who were patrolling the border area on separate occasions. The most recent attack happening earlier this month. Venezuela has also made plans to host elections in Guyana's Essequibo region, even after being ordered by the International Court of Justice to refrain from pursuing that course of action. For AGP Nightly News, I am Dacia Richards.
Meanwhile, Antonio Day reports that opposition leader Aubrey Norton criticized the state for introducing a meaningless motion against Venezuela's planned referendum on May 25, just a day before Guyana's 59th independence anniversary. Norton and his coalition members, in disapproval of this motion, walked out of the National Assembly on Friday.
The National Assembly's meeting took a dramatic turn on Friday when opposition leader Aubrey Norton led his coalition members in a walkout, denouncing the government's handling of the ongoing dispute with Venezuela as discriminatory and in violation of democratic norms. The walkout happened after Norton criticized the government's motion that sought parliamentary support to oppose Venezuela's referendum this weekend. This referendum controversially proposes to annex the Essequibo region of Guyana. Norton noted that the government deviated from a bipartisan cooperation by drafting the motion without consulting the opposition, despite their support for Guyana's sovereignty and the ICJ's proceedings.
One of the marked failures of this resolution is that it failed to condemn. And had you consulted us, we would have told you that it will be remiss of you if you do not condemn Venezuela's attempt to convene elections in our territory. At no stage, at no point in this motion,
the opposition leader emphasized that the motion's current form was insufficient because it lacked important historical allusions that support Guyana's Essequibo claim. These include the fact that Venezuela has previously acknowledged the 1899 arbitral award and has been issued postage stamps that identified Essequibo as Guyanese territory.
Everything that he said is what the Court of Justice will do. But he has said nothing about what the government will do. And it is the biggest limitation of this motion. This motion is very limited to the extent that it fails to outline the actions that Guyana will take.
The opposition leader criticized the administration for lacking a public education campaign to reach indigenous and border communities impacted by the escalating dispute, especially before Venezuela's contentious vote. To this end, Norton and his team vacated the premises of the National Assembly.
Honorable Prime Minister,
However, in reaction to the opposition's walkout, Prime Minister Mark Phillips characterized these actions as unpatriotic and polarizing.
A house divided cannot stand. And what we had there was a perfect example of an attempt to divide the people of Guyana.
The opposition has previously voiced dissatisfaction with the government's handling of the border situation. They have frequently expressed dissatisfaction over being left out of important updates and the failure of the Parliamentary Foreign Relations Committee to convene and promote bipartisan national security discussions on this very important matter. The Organization of American States, CARICOM, and the international community at large have continuously supported Guyana as the ICJ considers the legality of the 1899 award. The forthcoming referendum is just one of Venezuela's provocative actions, and the country has declined to engage in proceedings in a meaningful way. I'm Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
More news after this break. Stay with us.
Meet Mom. She's not just the wake up at the crack of dawn, make breakfast and pack bags kind of mom. She also gets her fitness game on. Yeah, she's the don't let anyone forget anything kind of mom. At the same time, she's the runs her own business, clothes, and deals kind of mom, who finds time to get down and boogie with the kids after school, remodel the house, bake cake, host dinner, and even play her favorite game at the end of the day kind of mom. So let's celebrate Mom, because to us, she's so much more.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting's and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc. powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
With 70% ethyl alcohol, Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer eliminates 99.99% of all germs and even moisturizes in the process, leaving your skin clean and hydrated. Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer. How do you stay clean?
Hey, I would like to purchase all these auto parts here. This is for my Pitbull bus. This here is my bus as well, and this is here for my excavator. Only 1,600?
Yes, only at Gen N Accessories. We offer high-quality, affordable heavy-duty machinery spare parts for various machines at unbeatable prices. We also crimp hydraulic hoses.
So guys, if you're looking for your auto parts, whether it's for your heavy-duty machinery or let's say your Pitbull bus, please check out Gen N Accessories at Lot 1 Public Road, Priceless, East Coast, Demerara.
Did you know that local businesses are now providing 100% of several key services to the oil and gas sector? This highlights the significant achievements in local content development. In 2020, only 5% of selected services were provided by Guyanese companies. Presently, that number has reached 100%. Some of the fully Guyanese provided services include scaffolding, transportation, and immigration support, with the inclusion of visa applications. The expansion of local capacity has led to increased investments and job creation. Hundreds of companies are benefiting from the oil and gas industry, and so can you. To access opportunities like these in the oil and gas sector, visit the local content secretariat's supplier portal.
Krishna Ralph Establishment. No job is too small or too large. We specialize in all types of fabricating, machinery, excavator repairs, rice field pumps, and hydraulic hoses. Visit us at Lot 113, Block CC Monrepo, East Coast, Demerara, or call 220-9624, 616-9416, or 619-7880. At Krishna Ralph Establishment, no job is too small or too large.
Thanks for staying with us. You're watching the HGP Nightly News. The National TOSHAO'S Council Conference concluded on Friday, May 23, 2025, but one question remains. Were Indigenous leaders able to adequately express all of their concerns during the 5-day caucus? Antonio Day has more.
Vincent Henry, leader of the Guyana Action Party, criticized the National TOSHAO Council Conference for being a platform for political campaigning instead of addressing pressing matters facing Guyana's First Peoples.
One here is really showing quite clearly has become a means by which the People's Progressive Party does its campaigning at all levels. You not only have the main speakers campaigning, but you also have within the membership and within the dome and elsewhere, you have activists of the People's Progressive Party, very active, and they're campaigning on behalf of their political party. This doesn't augur well for one people, one nation, one destiny. It augurs well for just one set of Guyanese, and that is the ruling elite.
There have been reports that the Amerindian People's Association and members of the press have been prohibited from attending the annual TOSHAO Council Conference. Henry, a fervent advocate for Indigenous rights, also bemoaned the fact that the opposition was not invited.
Why couldn't we see the opposition MPs there? Why weren't they invited to be part of the whole proceedings? Because that's not only protocol, but that is a democracy.
According to the opposition MP, several Toshaos are not happy with the construct of the NTCC, as the state was in a domineering mode.
There are many of them who are very dissatisfied and complaining.
He noted that there are still outstanding and unresolved matters pertaining to land titling demarcation. I'm Antonio De reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
A Brazilian businessman accused of possessing a large quantity of gold without proper authorization was on Friday charged and released on bail when he appeared in the Georgetown Magistrates Court. Tiana Cole has the details.
A businessman was charged on Friday following his arrest by ranks of the Special Organized Crime Unit, SOCU. He appeared before Acting Chief Magistrate Faith Magusti at the Georgetown Magistrates Court. The accused, 36-year-old Osmil De Silva, a businessman from Madhya, pleaded not guilty to the charge of possession of gold when not being a producer, contrary to Chapter 6601 of the Guyana Gold Board Act. It is alleged that on May 21, 2025, at 111 Mile Madhya, De Silva was found in possession of 43.8655 ounces of raw gold while not being a registered producer as defined by the Act. De Silva was represented by attorney-at-law Lachmi Rahamat, who applied for bail and argued that her client is in fact licensed by the Ghana Geology and Mines Commission, GGMC. She told the court that De Silva has operated his business in Madhya for several years and resides there. SOCU prosecutor Neville Jeffords did not object to bail, but requested that conditions be attached. The acting chief magistrate granted De Silva bail in the sum of $75,000 and ordered him to return to the Madhya Magistrates Court on June 25 for continuation of the case. Before joining the matter, Magistrate Magusti addressed the recent media reports suggesting that bail should match the value of the seized gold. She clarified that bail amount is based on a specific offense and urged media professionals to seek clarification before publishing such claims. Earlier this week, SOCU issued a release detailing a major intelligence-led joint operation in central Madhya. During the operation, De Silva was arrested at his business premises, where officers seized a substantial quantity of raw gold, equipment, documents, and over $17 million in cash. The release stated that the operation is part of ongoing efforts to combat the illicit gold trade and protect Guyana's mineral resources. Authorities noted that a rising frequency of such cases signals growing concerns about the reach and organizations of transnational gold smuggling networks operating within the country. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
More news after this break. Stay with us.
Turbo with a new look, new style, with the same great taste in the 250 ml can. Everybody run out now. Go and go grab one. Me charge up with a turbo 250 ml at your favorite spot. Wait, sell. New look, new can, same vibes. Jinxing, energize up your life. Vibes up, work time, anytime we are turn up the party with turbo can. Turbo can, turbo can, turbo can. Now available in the new 250 ml can. Turbo energy drink. Charge up today.
It's that time of the year to unleash your creativity, unleash your style, unleash your vibes.
Hits and Jams Entertainment presents the biggest fashion event of 2025.
Soca and Wine.
Fashion Unleashed.
Wine, 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 wine. Wine, wine, wine. Soca and Wine. Soca and Wine. Soca and Wine. Unlock your fashion sense and let's party together in a world where fashion meets music and the widest array of wines. Soca and Wine 2025.
Fashion Unleashed.
On Sunday, the 25th of May.
At the Marriott parking lot.
Super early bird tickets, $10,000. Available at www.hjexperience.com and HJ Box Office. Soca and Wine 2025.
The Ministry of Education wishes to announce that the Because We Care cash grant and the Uniform and School Supplies grant will begin distribution from May 12, 2025. Please note, however, that distribution will begin later in May and in some cases June for certain regions. Therefore, we encourage all parents and guardians to consult the published distribution schedule to confirm when their grant will be available.
So, what's being given this year?
The grant has been increased to $55,000 per child. This includes $50,000 for the Because We Care cash grant and $5,000 for the Uniform and School Supplies grant.
Who qualifies for this grant?
All public and private school learners from nursery year 1 to grade 10 who are registered and attending school are eligible. In grade 11, only students who will register for CAPE grade 12 in September qualify, along with current grade 12 students who will be continuing to grade 13. For children entering nursery this year, they must have been registered by March 28, 2025.
How do I collect the grant?
The parent or assigned guardian of the child can uplift the grant at the child's school. Just make sure to bring a valid form of ID, your national ID card, passport, or driver's license.
What if I don't have any of those IDs?
No worries, your identity can be verified by a senior official in your community, such as the school's principal or village TOSHAO.
Suppose I can't go myself to collect it. What then?
You can authorize someone else to collect the grant on your behalf.
What happens if I miss the date?
If you miss the scheduled date at your school, a later collection date will be announced, but this will only happen after the national distribution is completed, so it's best to collect it as scheduled if possible. Got more questions? Check the Ministry of Education's social media pages or contact your child's school for more information. In service to you, because we care.
GCOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by June 30, 2025 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. It is the civic duty and legal responsibility of all Guyanese who meet the eligibility criteria to apply for registration. By doing so, you would be ensuring that you are issued a national identification card and be included in the official list of electors for future elections, providing you meet all eligibility criteria. This registration exercise will end on May 30, 2025. You need to apply for a transfer if you now live at another address since you were registered. For more information, contact the GCOM on 2250-27729 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
You're watching the HGP Nightly News. On Friday, the two-day Caribbean Media Summit was officially opened under the theme Evolving Media Business Models in Turbulent Times. Daisy Richards has more details.
Kiran Maharaj, president of the Media Institute of the Caribbean, speaking at the opening of the Caribbean Media Summit on Friday, under the theme Evolving Media Business Models in Turbulent Times, said that this title was chosen due to the deployment of artificial intelligence, AI, a tool that's now added and is widely used in the profession.
AI is really changing the dynamic of how we do things. For us in media, it's even more daunting.
Maharaj highlighted that artificial intelligence has presented many challenges for the Caribbean media landscape.
Shrinking advertising revenues, the relentless advance of artificial intelligence, and the ever-present risk of natural disasters that test the resilience of our infrastructure and the sustainability of our business models.
In addition, the Media Institute president said that artificial intelligence threatens independent journalism, and the summit provides a forum for a call to action. President of the Guyana Press Association, Nazim Maragabir, reinforced comments made by Maharaj as she added that there has been rapid technological advancements across the Caribbean region.
These factors have significantly impacted how journalism is practiced and how media houses sustain their operatives.
She added that to address the challenges in this evolving environment, there is certainly a need for a collaborative approach to grapple with the changes in the landscape. The two-day summit will feature many speakers who will address challenges that occur in the media presently. For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
Stay tuned for regional news.
Turbo with a new look, new style, with the same great taste in the 250 ml can. Everybody run out now. Go and go grab one. Me charge up with a turbo 250 ml at your favorite spot. Wait, sell. New look, new can, same vibes. Jinxing, energize up your life. Vibes up, work time, anytime we are turn up the party with turbo can. Turbo can, turbo can, turbo can. Now available in the new 250 ml can. Turbo energy drink. Charge up today.
It's that time of the year to unleash your creativity, unleash your style, unleash your vibes.
Hits and Jams Entertainment presents the biggest fashion event of 2025.
Soca and Wine.
Fashion Unleashed.
Wine, 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 wine. Soca and wine, soca and wine, soca and wine.
Unlock your fashion sense and let's party together in a world where fashion meets music and the widest array of wines. Soca and Wine 2025.
Fashion Unleashed.
On Sunday, the 25th of May.
At the Marriott parking lot.
Super early bird tickets, $10,000. Available at www.hjexperience.com and HJ Box Office. Soca and Wine 2025.
The Ministry of Education wishes to announce that the Because We Care Cash Grant and the Uniform and School Supplies Grant will begin distribution from May 12, 2025. Please note, however, that distribution will begin later in May and in some cases June for certain regions. Therefore, we encourage all parents and guardians to consult the published distribution schedule to confirm when their grant will be available.
So, what's being given this year?
The grant has been increased to $55,000 per child. This includes $50,000 for the Because We Care Cash Grant and $5,000 for the Uniform and School Supplies Grant.
Who qualifies for this grant?
All public and private school learners from nursery year 1 to grade 10 who are registered and attending school are eligible. In grade 11, only students who will register for CAPE grade 12 in September qualify, along with current grade 12 students who will be continuing to grade 13. For children entering nursery this year, they must have been registered by March 28, 2025.
How do I collect the grant?
The parent or assigned guardian of the child can uplift the grant at the child's school. Just make sure to bring a valid form of ID, your national ID card, passport, or driver's license.
What if I don't have any of those IDs?
No worries, your identity can be verified by a senior official in your community, such as the school's principal or village TOSHAO.
Suppose I can't go myself to collect it. What then?
You can authorize someone else to collect the grant on your behalf.
What happens if I miss the date?
If you miss the scheduled date at your school, a later collection date will be announced. But this will only happen after the national distribution is completed, so it's best to collect it as scheduled if possible. Got more questions? Check the Ministry of Education's social media pages or contact your child's school for more information. In service to you, because we care.
GCOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by June 30, 2025 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. It is the civic duty and legal responsibility of all Guyanese who meet the eligibility criteria to apply for registration. By doing so, you would be ensuring that you are issued a national identification card and be included in the official list of electors for future elections, providing you meet all eligibility criteria. This registration exercise will end on May 30, 2025. You need to apply for a transfer if you now live at another address since you were registered. For more information, contact the GCOM on 2250-27729 or visit www.gcom.org.
Good evening, I'm Daisy Richards with Friday's edition of the Regional News. We begin with news from Argentina. Argentina is easing foreign currency reporting rules to encourage residents to start using an estimated $271 billion in cash dollars squirreled away in mattresses and foreign bank accounts long held by Argentines as a hedge against decades of economic turmoil. Argentines will be able to use dollars without declaring where they came from, presidential spokesman Manuel Adorni said at a press conference on Thursday. Previously, the dollars could not be used without declaring their origin, which triggered taxes. The on-the-ground cash stash dwarfs a recent $20 billion program from the International Monetary Fund and would prop up the peso if even a fraction of it was returned to the economy. But many Argentines are wary of fessing up to what they hold. Chronic economic instability has led them to shun local banks, instead relying on cold, hard cash stuffed under mattresses, stored in safety deposit boxes, or sent to accounts abroad. National Statistics Agency INDEC estimates there is $271 billion in foreign currency outside of the formal banking system, and analysts believe Argentines hold one of the world's largest troves of dollars abroad. The measure is set to be formalized in a decree from President Javier Milei, Adorni said. It widens a tax amnesty scheme rolled out last year, which lured tens of millions of dollars back into circulation. A bill will later be sent to Congress with the same proposals as the decree, Adorni said, which would give the new rules greater staying power. While in Anguilla, a 29-year-old Rock Farm resident is facing multiple charges after police discovered a firearm and suspected cannabis during a routine checkpoint operation this week. Jaleel Scarborough was taken into custody on Monday during a vehicle checkpoint conducted by the Royal Anguilla Police Force. Officers seized the weapon and suspected drugs during the operation. Scarborough appeared before a magistrate on Wednesday. He was released on bail set at EC $80,000 with one surety required. Scarborough now faces 3 charges: possession of a firearm, possession of ammunition, and possession of cannabis. The seized items have been secured as evidence and will be subjected to forensic analysis. The arrest reflects the police force's ongoing efforts to combat illegal weapons in the community, according to Superintendent of Crime Shem Wills. Finally, a St. Lucian charged with the murder of Antiguan Customs officer Zarina Benjamin has changed his plea to guilty more than 3 years after the fatal shooting. DeLong Charlery entered the guilty plea this week following his attorney's review of crucial evidence in the case. Wendell Alexander, representing Charlery, had examined the video footage from the crime scene that proved pivotal in the case's resolution. While the camera did not visually capture the November 22, 2021 incident, the audio recording was clear enough to capture arguments between Charlery and Benjamin, as well as the sound of the fatal gunshot. Benjamin, a mother of 1, was found dead at her Golden Grove residence with a fatal gunshot wound to the head. The discovery of her body prompted an immediate investigation that led to Charlery's arrest. Charlery, who was Benjamin's romantic partner at the time of the killing, was taken into custody and charged shortly after her death. He has remained remanded at His Majesty Prison throughout the legal proceedings. The case is scheduled to conclude on June 12, when Charlery will face sentencing for the murder of the customs officer. Thank you for watching. Do have a great weekend. Until next time.
Day 13 of the election of fraud trial. Testimonies highlight disorder at ASHMINS building during 2020 elections. AG assures National TOSHAO'S conference that Guyana will protect the Essequibo. Norton and the opposition MPs walk out of Parliament, says government's motion to uphold Guyana's sovereignty is vacuous. And Caribbean Media Summit 2025 to focus on how AI affects media. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm ALETHEA Grant. Thanks for watching.
Was which will not be a racial curse. We know there'll be ups and downs, but it is will soon settle down. We welcome independence to Guyana. Everybody, jump and be merry. So we welcome independence to Guyana. We welcome independence to Guyana. Everybody, come and be merry. So we welcome independence to Guyana. Hip, 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 hooray! Hip, 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 hooray! Hip, 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 hooray! We welcome independence to Guyana. Everybody, come and be merry. We welcome independence to Guyana. We welcome